I realized recently that there isn't enough stress in my life. But then I had an epiphany. What if I played a game where I could experience the stress of managing someone else's life? And that's what I found with this absolute work of art, Consume Me. Quick disclaimer, this game covers the topic of eating disorders and unhealthy eating habits, so if you're triggered by any of these topics, please be aware that those topics will be discussed in this video. Consume Me is a life management game with different mini games acting as your life tasks. To eat a meal that doesn't require you to take too many bites, but also ensures that you don't feel too hungry throughout the day, you have to play a Tetris-like puzzle game to fit all the food on your plate. Reading a book is a follow the object dexterity challenge. Yoga is another dexterity game where you have to fit your springy limbs into randomly placed boxes. And the rest of the game is about managing your schedule and decisions. You have several main objectives each week. You have to stay under your desired bites with less than 3 cheat days, finish 2 books, call your boyfriend, text Jesus, etc. And the catch is, you can't do it all. You just don't have time to do everything that you need to do. So you have to make sacrifices. And that's where the game is. Figuring out what you can sacrifice in order to meet your objectives. Is your diet going well? Well, then use a cheat day to gain more energy. Don't have enough time to finish your reading assignment? Well, stay up late and burn that extra energy to get one more cram session in. Now, my one complaint I have to say about this game is that it took a minute to hook me. Once I hit week 2, I was still a novice at juggling my schedule, and I felt very nervous about failing my missions. Because of the format, I wasn't really sure what the consequences would be if I failed. I later found out after failing week 2 several times, you get 3 choices. You can reset the last day, you can reset the last week, or you can reset the last week and get a free level up. I usually did the full week level up because I was pretty sure I had messed up the week from the jump. And with what I had learned, I knew a much more optimal route for my second go around. After I struggled my way through week 2 and saw a few more game over screens, which I actually recommend experiencing, by the way. The game over videos are fantastically created. But after I finally beat week 2, I was hooked on the game. I was feeling like with Jenny, the protagonist, like her life was becoming manageable for me. Don't get me wrong, it was chaotic, and I would literally look at her schedule and think, holy crap, how am I gonna get all of this done? But I knew I could come up with a plan, and I would optimize the plan more and more throughout the week. When I started feeling the pressure of the sometimes impossible responsibility, mixed with the determination to achieve my task by any means necessary, is the moment that I was all in with this autobiographical game. I was able to observe Jenny's unhealthy behavior while feeling the desire to make sure that she was successful in her goals. Maybe I shouldn't have undernourished Jenny for 3 straight days, but she was gonna get that boyfriend come hell or high water for me. And the gameplay loop does such a fantastic job of simulating Jenny's lifestyle. The individual tasks in themselves aren't always very challenging, but what my time and energy was spent on was planning. I was staring at my list trying to think, when am I gonna make time for this thing this week? How much money do I need to buy the food I need to pack my lunch? What chores do I need to do in order to earn enough money to be able to buy these things? What are the easiest extracurriculars I can do to complete my side goals? And I was having to plan out my whole week more or less before even starting any of my tasks. And then of course, there's a curveball thrown in the middle of the week, just to throw your game plan out the window, which is an absolute top tier art imitating life mechanic. I can't tell you how much that reflects my own life. Oh, did you spend weeks dwelling on how you'd resolve this problem in your life? Well, guess what? That problem's gone and there's a completely new problem and you have to fix it right this second. I won't spoil how this story ends, but when I got to the final credits, I felt so much for Jenny. I was rooting for this character so hard. I wanted her to be happy, I hoped she was healthy without obsessing about her food, and I felt she was truly vulnerable with me in a way that I rarely experience consuming a piece of media. A huge shout out to the creators of this game, Jenny Chao-Shia and AP Thompson, for making this absolute masterpiece. Now, I really had to think about where this game was going to go in my rankings. I was just raving about Haste was going to be my game of 2026, and it would have to be an absolute beast of a game to top it. Well, this is an absolute beast of a game. I'm putting Consume Me in my #1 spot for 2026. A narrative game that I make this kind of emotional connection with is exactly the type of game that I'm looking for. Also, real quick, I want to make a shout out to Titanium Court, a new game by AP Thompson. I'll leave you with the trailer, and thank you for watching.
Do not play my video game. Do not buy my latest software product. It'll dry clean your brain. It'll keep you up late. It's known to the state of California to induce vivid hallucinations and daydreams while driving. It's said to have side effects not unlike those found in cigarettes. And so the Surgeon General would like to issue the following warning. 9 out of 10 doctors recommend doing anything other than opening Steam and searching for AP Thompson's most recent release. And 9 out of 13 chiropractors agree that it's bad for your bones and your joints and your body to click that wish list link. If you do, then 9 out of 10 omens portend bad tidings, and 9 out of 12 jurors stand ready to render a verdict of guilty. Now, 99 out of 100 United States senators support a bill to prevent AP Thompson from ever releasing Titanium Court.